in the pit area as we close in on the start of the 200-lapper for the NASCAR late model stock cars. Shelton McNair Jr., certainly not a stranger here to Southern National Speedway. He's the defending late model sportsman track champion, but it's a different beast entirely. Talked to you this afternoon in practice, and you were just shaking your head and said, I don't know what in the world we're going to do, but you guys did something in qualifying. You qualified third.
Yeah, we got here and got ready to get out and practice, and the car wouldn't crank. Battery was dead, and barely made some laps in the second practice, and the car was terrible. And put good tires on and didn't really change anything else, and went out there and turned a couple of good laps. Hopefully the car will stay with us all night, and we'll have a good race. A bunch of good cars here, and hopefully it'll be a good race for the fans.
Totally different. We talked about that this afternoon in practice too, the comparison of the late model stock to the late model sportsman. Totally different car. How much different are you going to have to drive this car, and what are you going to have to do from the driver's seat to make this car last 200 laps?
Well, that's a good question. I've probably only got 25 hard laps in this car, and it's totally different. It drives a whole lot different. The steering is definitely different, and a different group of guys we're racing with, and it's probably going to be tough once the car, you know, gets 50, 75 laps. I'm sure it's going to loosen up a great deal, and I don't know. It's going to be an experience for me, and hopefully we can keep it between the walls and stay out of trouble and finish, you know, have a good finish, maybe win.
26 cars starting this race tonight. You do start at the front, but this is short track stock car racing. You're going to be in traffic tonight. Have you already begun to think about what you're going to have to do and where the car is going to have to be put on the corners?
Well, we're just going to try to run a smooth line and, you know, let the chips fall where they may. A lot of good drivers out here. Like I said, it's a different group of guys that I'm used to running with the exception of Jim Kelly and Mendenhall over here. A lot of good drivers out there. Jamie Caldwell, a bunch of the Grubb guy. Like I said, it should be a good race, and we're just going to get some seat time and see what it's like, and hopefully we'll be okay at the end of the race. Got to thank all the fans and my sponsors, AAA Electric, and hopefully we'll have a good race.
Shelton McNair Jr. rolls off third in the late model stocks tonight. We've caught up with the man who will start from the outside of the front row, Steve Mendenhall, the Interstate Batteries Pontiac, and congratulations, second fastest in qualifying, but you got 200 laps, and it's a whole different story other than 2 laps of qualifying.
That's right. We're going to have to use a little strategy tonight, and believe it or not, I've went down and talked to Jamie, and we're going to try to work this deal out where we can run single file at least for 100 laps and not use our tires up. And if anybody saw last week's race, they know that we were side by side the whole 100 laps, and that's hard on the car and the tires, so we're going to have to use a little bit of strategy, so we'll have some car left from lap 170, 180.
You guys decided you're going to run single file, your strategy. So who's going to be the rabbit and who's going to be the chaser?
And that's it. We can't be telling all that now. No, it really, racers rule of thumb. We're going to see who's the fastest. If he looks back and I'm in his mirror full time, then he's going to kind of let me go and then follow in behind me. But the last thing we want to do, like last week, is get side by side and slow down a tenth or two and let the whole field catch us.
200 laps, tires important, 26 cars starting. You guys are going to have to start picking some lines. About 25, 30 laps when you catch the tail end of the field. Have you worked at all this afternoon in practice, running the high lines, running the low lines, or does the car only liking one particular line at this time?
Well, with the history of last weekend, after the car got a little loose, after 60 or 70 laps, we had to go to the high line, and everybody wanted the high line, and we got down low trying to pass. It was so hard. So usually the high line is the preferred groove for the fast guys later on in the race.
Steve Mendenhall rolls off from the outside of the front row. Watch him. The 50 car, Jamie Caldwell, the pole setter, he said it. Single file for about the first 100 laps. We'll see. Stay with us on Packed In. The defending series champion, Big Jim Kelly, will roll off fourth tonight. 200 laps. Strategy?
Nah, we're going to try to bite our tires a little bit and do the normal thing, try to save them tires the first 100, 125 laps, and then race the last 75 and hope we can get up to the front and win the race.
8 different races, 8 different winners. Can you break that little streak tonight?
I'm hoping so. We need to win the race. We can gain some points on Billy Ray there. We're trying to win this championship, and we're 12 behind, so we need a good finish, and a win would be good.
So that begs the question. You're racing for the championship. You've talked about it a couple of times, but you also said you want to win. What's more important right now at this stage of the season?
Well, you got to be careful anytime you get out there, because if you don't finish the race, you don't get anything. You know, you're way back there. But if you can't concentrate on winning the races, the points will come along with it.
Big Jim Kelly. Billy Ray Lucas leads the chase for the track championship for the NASCAR late model stock cars coming into tonight. 200 laps tonight, much different than the normal 100 laps you guys have been running. How much are you going to have to concentrate on keeping the points lead, or are you thinking just win tonight?
Well, thinking a little bit of both. You know, Jim, he had a good qualifying tonight. He's in front of us, so we're sitting in a kind of a different position tonight. A couple guys in front of them hadn't been there before, so, you know, we're just going to have to, first 2 or 3 laps, hopefully get to stay out of trouble, and then let things settle in, and then just go race for it. I come to win, and, you know, and I'm going to be smart, too, but I come to win, but we'll just see how it plays out. That's the only thing I can do.
You're starting in the first third of the field with 26 cars qualified tonight. You still have a handful of cars in front of you. How much are you going to have to use patience, or are you going to have to press some buttons early to get up front to ride?
Well, like I said, there's a couple of guys in front of me that never, you know, I don't know them that well to race with them, but there's a bunch that I do know. So we're sitting 8, and that's not too bad out of 27, but if the opportunity arises, I'm going to have to push the button. If the opportunity does not, I'll just have to sit there, because 200 laps is a long way. In the past, I've done really well in these 200-lap races. I've won a couple, finished in top 3 a bunch, and, you know, and it comes from using your head. I hope tonight I use my head.
Billy Ray Lucas rolls off 8th, as he said. He's got a 12-point advantage on Big Jim Kelly, and they dropped the green tonight for 200 laps. The man who won more races a year ago than anybody else in this field has 200 laps in front of him, 26 cars in the race. What are you going to have to do to pull it off tonight?
Be at the end. Same old thing you've heard 100 times. Be there at the end. We're starting 5th. Before I got in the car, I told the guys, I said, we'll probably start about 5th tonight. You know, we hit that right on the money. Think we'll do about the same thing we've been doing last week that really showed. You know, like last year, we didn't lead races at the beginning of the race. We always waited till about midway, so about the same game plan tonight. We're real good on the long races. I like them. Heat may be a factor for some of these guys if they're not in good shape. Of course, they tried to get me last week. So we'll see what happens, but I think just be there at the end. I think our car will be there. The driver's ready, so we'll see what happens.
You start 5th, as you said, which is the inside lane. Is that the preferred lane in this first handful of laps?
Theoretically, yes. You know, everybody says get to the bottom. Your spotter gets you to the bottom. You know, if you get down there, you get kind of a security blanket. Here, you can run up top if you're fast enough. Last week, I went to the top of the racetrack and was real fast for quite a while up there.
Last weekend in the month of June, it's awful hot. How's the racetrack?
Slick, real slick. You'll see these cars going slower tonight, about lap 150 than you've seen them all year long. There'll be a lot of slipping and sliding, probably a lot of bumping, and fans will get a real good show out of it, no doubt.
Tony Grady, the Mystic Images Thoroughbred Chevrolet, rolls off 5th tonight. Elliot will roll off 9th tonight, the S.T. Wooten Corporation, SadlerFanClub.com Chevrolet. And Tom, your laps were very consistent, unlike most of the other guys. Their laps got quicker on the second by a good 2 or 3 tenths. You stayed very consistent. Is that going to be your key tonight?
We certainly hope so. For the past, how many races we've run now? I think 8 so far. Is pretty much in qualifying, we've done the same thing, try to make a car a little bit better for the second lap. But since tonight we have 200 laps, it's going to be quite a bit of different story. So we're hoping that just making the car pretty neutral, not very fast, but just neutral and very conservative, we can have a good run.
You guys had a bit of a brake problem a week ago. A lot of people said that was the car to beat, the late stages of the race. Have you guys cured that problem for tonight's race? You double your laps.
Yes, sir. We believe me, we've put in a lot of hours this week trying to get prepared for this, not only for the 200-lap race, but to cure the problems we had that ailed us last week. We came down and did a little bit of testing, so everything is good so far, and we were happy with this afternoon's practice also.
The most consistent guys at the Speedway, Tom Elliott, will roll off 9th. Standing alongside 2 of the rookies in this outstanding rookie class of 2001, Stephen Rhodes, Ryan Rhodes. No relation. Do you guys want to make sure that's clear? Because a lot of people say, are they related? Are you guys related?
No, we're totally just unrelated whatsoever, but we have a lot of fun with it. We kind of resemble each other, and we always kid around, you know, pretend like we're brothers to certain people, but with no relation whatsoever.
200 laps. Neither one of you guys have ever gone 200 laps. Stephen, we'll start with you. Are you ready, and is the car ready?
Yes, sir. The car's been out here, been practicing with Brandon Head for the past week, and Jamie Caudell's brought it out here. They've worked with different shocks, worked with it, trying to get it faster. We got maybe a tenth, 2 tenths, a little faster, but I've been at camp, so haven't been working out, and I dread it tonight, but I hope it all works out pretty well.
WP Rhodes Supply Chevrolet, Ryan Rhodes, 200 laps, just like Steven. The same question. Are you ready, and is the car ready?
You know, I don't know really about the car. I'm kind of scratching my head on that right now, but I'm ready to. I don't know that I'm possibly ready to last the 200 laps, but I'm ready for it to get started. I've been waiting for one of these long races for a long while, and can't wait to get at it. The main thing is just to keep the fenders on the car and hopefully last the 200 laps. If I can last the 200 laps, you'll probably see me doing backflips down the front stretch after it's over with, but definitely excited about tonight.
Stephen Rhodes, the 03, Ryan Rhodes, the 83. They both have 3, they both have Rhodes, but they're not related. 2 of the outstanding rookies. They'll be running 200 for the first time tonight. A lot of people in the garage area pointing the finger down here to the Terex Chevrolet driver Wayne Grubb. Can you guys hold up to that?
I don't know. I'm hoping so. We haven't really worked too much on qualifying, and it's pretty much showing. And we're starting 10th, I think, tonight. So we got a lot of people to pass, but we've done it before. You know, last race here we had to go back to the rear because we had a little altercation on the start of the race. But I think the Terex Chevrolet can make it, and we got 200 laps to do it. And you know, 100 laps on the last race, it was just starting to really feel good. So. You know, we got the same setup in the car, so hopefully we can do a repeat.
You guys know this track very well. You've raced here in the past. You've actually won here this season. Tire wear, is that going to be your biggest issue tonight, to use that to your advantage over everybody else with your experience?
I tell you, this track's a lot different than what I used to run on. The asphalt's gotten a lot, worn out a whole lot, and the tire wear is going to be a big key. I think I'm going to try to get in a comfortable spot right there at the beginning and, you know, get who I can at first. If I can't get them, I'm just going to lay back and take care of them, and hopefully I can get them at the end.
When the other competitors point the finger at one particular driver, and in this case, Wayne Grubb, look out. They know who's going to be up front. Wayne Grubb, no doubt, should be at the front of the field at the end of 200 laps tonight.